money in the streets, but that don't matter if I never have a face. I know that my God will make a way. I know that my God will make a way. Shake, home, baby, disrespect. Going on the whole time, cause I had it. I'ma get the new time when I read the word. And I'm giving up my knees, man, cause he's a way maker. Yeah. Way maker. Yeah. Way maker. My God is a way maker. Yeah. Father to his people, gotta lead them out. I ain't afraid to call my father, I had to seek him out. Don't be seeing the trouble lurking, I had to buy no weed. Then I feel up bad coast, I had to take the lead. Last time, living the water, got that slang. I got a video with that, I better never the last time. Wait, hold up, wait. He just said I promise that we all now. Loving on my brothers, and we sticking to the core now. Y'all say God is good, but I said that he great. I remember in the dark when I saw his face, and the glory to my life, so I'm not to say. And I'm grateful that the Lord really made a way. Shit, home, baby, disrespect. Going on the most time, cause I had it. I'ma get the most time when I read the word, baby. And I'm getting on my knees, baby. It's the way I make it. Yeah. Way make it. Yeah. My God is a way maker. Yeah. Way maker. Yes, sir. Yeah, we get 'em. While we do it, I do it for the children. That ain't what I feel. Talking about a boys and never need a crib alone. I keep one in my car and I got two at home. They take time, but they do the same thing. Coming in, double barrel. I'm out here dragging pain down my line. They coming for the soul, so it's right there, bang. You know they trying to kill me if you don't believe it. I don't care, I can't take it easy. I'm giving a page, I forgot how you get in the cage. In the stage, he's in the page. He coming deep and diving in. When I ride that cat, I'm alive again. That's right. When I ride that cat, you know we got it. Manolo, man. While we go, I do it for the Manolo. I'm not here going poker. My partner think I lost it. My mama think I'm loco. I keep my shoes covered. You know, I got enemies, I can't see them all, but they love me. Cage over my chicken finger, say what? I got plenty ammo, got old and new, they both got the shot, my lord. And ain't nobody playing with you, don't miss around with 235. And I ain't gotta say no more. Thank you, all y'all wrong one. That's the clip for the black ink. I do it for the Am Wochenende kommt die Zeit, ne? Denk ich bin bald weg, doch ich bin gar nicht mal so weit. Du denkst, ich will viel Bad. Leben für eine Markenschülerbahn, wie ein Kali, der ist scharf, musikalisch. Name schmeckt die Farbe, aber das Leben der Titanic, legitim, super ernst, Automat, solche Straßen, gute Augen, charismatisch, die Maschine und bleibt bei der Welt, auch keine Klemme. Doch du sagst jeden Tag, die Welt ist echt nicht verändern. Ich nehme uns auf die Autos, alles wird schneller. Die Stapel sich gleich in meinen Keller. Die Welt ist beide mit. Keiner weiß, wo es rausgeht. Denk ich schon an Mann, doch ich bin eigentlich ein Kind. Ich sag ich schon, sehr viel älter. Ich bin brutal, ich hab schöne Frage, Karte, schlechte Laune, kommt die Basis auf und fix die helle Straße. Meine Party ist der Weg, ja, wie sagt meine what's okay, ja, ich bin aller wie Kane, Laser Club als Slave, ich bin das Zimmer, let die Lobby, spiel dich in Laune, so fucking fuck, 10 Minuten, ich kann es ziehen, Tage noch mehr für die Keys, hab was für den Beat, NOA von den Beat, NOA und LADB, ein Shinigami vom Bleach, ja. Good evening. Bryan College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's men's soccer matchup between the Johnson University Royals and your Bryan College Lions. We would like to take some time to welcome you to very special soccer teams. This is the 10U and 12U select teams from RC3 right here in Dayton, Tennessee. As a member of the NAI and Appalachian Athletic Conference, we're committed to the true spirit of competition, embracing 5 core values: respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We have to each year abide by these values to help us create a positive and competitive environment. At this time, will you please rise and move the caps for a word of prayer? Father, we are grateful for this beautiful evening that we can come out and enjoy.
We thank you for all your blessings. We pray that we will realize that every good gift comes from you. Thank you so much for sending your son to die on the cross.
Thank you so much for sending your son to die on the cross.
As they travel to journey up for heaven.
And
now for the starting lineups. First for the Johnson Royals. Number 0, Jose Cogolo. Number 5, Joaquin Silverga. Number 6, Ty Caraya. Number 7, Robert Platt. Number 9, David Chacha. Number 10, Mateo Servat. Number 12, Jose Bula. Number 13, Joaquin Savasco. Number 14, Carl Key. Number 25, Rue Ray. And number 26, Pedro Ungarello. And now for the starting lineup for your Bryan Lions. Number 1, a freshman from Germany, Justice Fiat. Number 4, a junior from Eagle Rock, Virginia, Levi Miller. Number 5, a senior from Buxton, England, Alex Fletcher Clifford. Number 6, a sophomore from Corpus Christi, Texas, Carson Affleck. Number 7, a junior from Honduras, Sammy Gomez. Number 8, a freshman from Dalton, Georgia, Connor Stiles. Number 9, a senior from Dayton, Tennessee, Beckham Davidson. Number 10, a sophomore from Rome, Georgia, Josh Hernandez. Number 12, a freshman from Mills River, North Carolina, Caleb Randall. Number 13, a freshman from Midland, Georgia, Clayton Epsinius. And number 15, a sophomore from Cleveland, Tennessee, Gray Davies. The Lions are coached by Jeremy Davidson, assisted by Alex Horton, Felipe Arias, and Jack Smith.
Welcome into the Lions Den. 3 minutes elapsed here in this Appalachian Athletic Contest in the final home game of the season for the Lions in the traveling Appalachian Athletic Conference foe of the Johnson Royals. We have some we have some stream issues currently going on. Hopefully you were able to hear my voice as we try to get the stream settled. Quickly, let me go through the starting lineups first for the Lions. Number 1 in goal, Justice Fiat. Levi Miller, number 4, and Alex Fletcher Clifford. Number 6, Carson Hayflick. Number 7, Sammy Gomez. Number 8, Connor Stiles. Number 9, up top, Beckham Davidson. Number 10, Josh Hernandez. Number 12, Caleb Randalls. Number 13, Clayton Insidious. And number 15, Gray Davies. Once again, Clint McCauley with me on the call. Josh Muncie, who's regularly in the booth with me with the start of basketball season, has been pulled to the gym for tonight. But glad to have Clint McCauley with me nonetheless as we take you through a quick rundown of the starting 11 for the visiting Johnson Royals. Number 0, Jose Cagolo. Number 5, Joaquin Saavedra. Number 6, Ty Caraya. Number 7, Robert Platt. Number 9, David Chacha. Number 10, Mateo Servat. Number 12, Jose Bula. Number 13, Joaquin Savasco. Number 18, Kaw Key. Number 25, Rue Ray. And number 26, Pedro Ungarello. As that ball was given away in goal by Cagolo, and Beckham Davidson gets on the end but pings it off the outside of the post. I believe it was actually the back frame of the post. 5 minutes elapsed here. It is 0-0 between the Lions and the Royals.
Beautiful night for soccer we have here. Sometimes it was hot during the day. Sometimes these late season games can get a little chilly. Great weather we have for this match.
A little warm earlier and has cooled down. Going to continue announcing the game. We're getting some feedback that says we're not live. The video was jumping on our monitor pretty heavily earlier. I do see the comment from you, Brian, that said it was jumping. We're doing our best to see if we can get that settled. So if it is getting better, if you could in the comments, let us know. So we see that ball played forward from Johnson. Fiat under some pressure, and he's going to have to play that ball out for a throw deep in Lion territory. So now we're not showing that we're on our monitor, but I do hear a couple of people tell us that the video is back live, so we're going to roll with it for now. Number 18 for Johnson, Call Key, going to throw that ball in. It's going to find 10, Mateo Servat. Servat looking to win a corner, and he does. We're going to get our first corner of the match. If we can get a number to you to see who's going to take that kick. And it is going to be number 10, Mateo Servat, the sophomore midfielder from Lima, Peru. Right-footed outswinger. Ball's going to be hit towards the back post. Met by Randalls, but it bounces off his head. Ball bounces out to the top of the box to number 25, Rue Ray, but sells it well over the bar. And once again, joining me back in the broadcast is Clint McCauley. Thanks, Brian, for giving us the update. We're glad that the stream is better. I'd like to tell you we knew what we were doing when we did it, but because that ball's going to be played back way too softly for Justice Fiat. Does a great job to get rid of that. And the Johnson pressure so far to start this game has been on another level. You saw number 9 there, David Cha-Cha, doing the pressure as Servat gets that ball and crosses it off of number 6 doing the defending. That's Hayflick for Brian. Ball's going to bounce out for another corner. Again, Servat on the corner. We saw a whipped ball to the back post last time that bounced around in front of goal before being cleared by Randalls. Servat again, a little more attempted overhead kick, and then another attempted overhead kick by the center back there. But Johnson has come out. Brian had an early shot as we just hit the 9.5-minute mark here. Beckham Davidson had a shot off the outside of the post early after a misplaced pass from Kagolo at the back of the Royal defense. But since then, it's been all Royals. And Sinius with the ball. Got whipped through the left back here. That's Connor Stiles looking for Sammy Gomez. Well intercepted by Saavedra, the center back. Little outside of the boot. You don't see that very often from a center. He may not be a center back. He was at that center back position, but he's kind of floated as he does. He retreats back to that spot. Savasco had fell from that midfield holding role and kind of filled that hole in the back line. But we saw Saavedra there with the outside the boot, and the press of number 9, Cha-Cha, has been impressive. It'll be interesting, Clint, to see if he can keep that up.
It has been a high pace so far in this match.
Absolutely. And if you're our counterpart at Johnson University and you're allowed to, or the one that gets the chance to call the games for the Royals, you got to have fun with Cha-Cha. There's just endless opportunities when you've got a last name like Cha-Cha. So I'm hoping as a Brian Lyon here that he's not on the score sheet, but I'm going to have fun just consistently saying that when he gets the ball to his feet. Good driving run by Saavedra. He's going to find the captain, Robert Platt. Platt, ball bounces around. Cha-Cha finds it. He touches around, and he's going to get a great shot off and an unbelievable save by Justice Fiat with his feet. Cha-Cha, we've seen the pressure on the press, but he got on the ball, touches around the center back pairing of the Lions, and gets one-on-one. What a wonderful job by Justice to come out, cut down the angle, go to ground, make himself big, and get that ball to deflect out of harm's way as he went to the ground pretty hard and stayed on the ground for a bit. The Lions defense, I couldn't get a number there on, did a good job of clearing that.
Yeah, that looked like trouble for the Lions, and Justice did a fantastic job of saving that.
Good pressure, Beckham Davidson. Ball's going to go back to Ty Correa. No pronunciation guide in the gantry tonight, so you're rolling with an accent from Summerville, Georgia, and Tyler, Texas. So I'm not sure that we're going to be the best to equip you with the names, a lot of these South American names.
I think I can do Call Key and Ray Roo.
You're good to go.
Already messed that one up.
Already messed one up. As you're going to see a long diagonal ball looking for Rue Ray on that left wing. The pace of the attack, great job there, Fletcher Clifford, as he kind of goes palms up, asking his right back there what the heck's going on. The pace of the Johnson Royals front three has been debilitating at time for the Lions tonight is we're going to see Davies attempt to clear, but there is nowhere to turn. Right now it is a heavy press from the team in white as they attempt.
Yeah, they're coming out firing, and it's catching us a little bit off guard so far.
A little bit of pressure relieved, but Saavedra again going to take that run. As we saw an outside of the foot pass earlier, well, he tries to go ahead and hit one from well outside of 40 yards, and it was not close. If we were playing American football, he might have had a chance for that to go through the uprights, but anything other than that, not close to on frame, as Fiat's going to get us back in play with Fletcher Clifford. Fletcher Clifford looking for a long diagonal for Beckham Davidson. Correa wins the header. Back to Saavedra. Saavedra again, he's going to ping a deep ball himself. Insinius is going to win that header looking for Levi Miller. And a push in the back by number 12, Caleb Randalls, who's playing that more advanced 10 role tonight for Jeremy Davidson, which looks like Coach Davidson's got the lines in a 4-5-1. Ball played quickly, and it was not a good one as Beckham Davidson gets on the end of that, and Beckham Davidson is going to fizz that just wide of the left post. Johnson has been the better team here in the first 15 minutes of this game, but there's been a couple errant back passes. We saw Beckham Davidson take one right, I don't know if your stream was on at home, and ping it off the outside of the net on the right side of the goal. We get another errant back pass there, and Beckham Davidson able to get on it, and you would put your money on him to find the back of the net from that angle.
Well, he won the foot race. Just couldn't put it in frame.
Couldn't put it on frame, and a good job there. I believe it was Saavedra, excuse me, to try to at least apply some pressure as that ball's pinged off of Connor Stiles, falls to Levi Miller, only as far as the Johnson Royal. Ball's going to come down to the wing. Robert Platt. Platt's going to square up, look on the left foot, decides to take it back, plays the ball back post, looking for number 25, Rue Ray, his opposite winger. I believe he was in an offside position regardless. He was trying to time a run up. Platt kind of checked back and forth on the right and left foot, and the ball's just played wide. Fiat takes some time for a goal kick here. And the good touch by number 18, doing the right back duties today. That's call key. Here comes Sammy Gomez, going to latch onto this one. Is he going to go for his right foot, back to his left? Tries to go outside the boot. Good job there by Correa to step in front of that. Ball comes back to Hayflick. Hayflick's going to take a touch, tees one up, and it goes just over the crossbar. 29-22 here in the first half remaining. 0-0 to the Lions and the Royals, and a wonderful 15 opening minutes for us tonight. Good weather and a great opening 15 minutes of soccer. Looks like it's going to be a good Appalachian Athletic Conference tilt here tonight for us as we see Jose Cagolo get back over this ball to put the ball back in play.
Johnson Royals coming into Dayton today with a 3-7-1 overall record, 2-5-1 in conference play. Wins over Spartanburg Methodist and CIU as we get a little action. Getting a little chippy already.
It was Servat and Sammy Gomez just kind of went toe-to-toe on a challenge and then had something to say to each other. And I appreciate the center ref here, going to go ahead and give both guys a talking to, make sure that we're not letting anything get out of hand here. And I think it's just with the pace that this match has started, you know it's going to be chippy, it's going to be physical, and that's a great job of refereeing there in the middle of that to go ahead and say, hey, we're not doing any of that, no extracurriculars, because it's been a wonderful start to the game. Ball thrown in, looking for Cha-Cha. Ball's flipped up. It's going to be another throw in about 25 yards further down the pitch.
Yeah, they set the tone with the way both teams are playing right now, and so the refs had to have a powwow.
Yeah, well, you know, that if we can inject ourselves into a game as an official, I feel like you have to. It's kind of goes with the territory. We're going to see a foul on a Johnson Royal player. That may be Servat, and it's going to be a free kick. Looks to be in line with the top of the 18, probably 10 yards outside the box, but in line with that 18. Servat took the corner earlier, so you definitely think he's taking the dead ball free kick here. We got a cluster of Royals at the top of the 18, between the 18 and the penalty spot. Servat, both hands in the air, Sends the men to the back post, and it's just going to be too high for number 6, Ty Correa. Got to think Johnson's been a little bit of the better team so far. There's really been 3 great chances for both teams. 2 fell to the lines, but almost because of mistakes at the back from the Royals. The best look of the match was Cha-Cha saved one-on-one by Justice Fiat, but 0-0 here nonetheless. Connor Stiles plays a ball off the captain, number 7, Robert Platt. Ball bounces out for a Connor Stiles throw in front of his Lion bench. Elects to go long. Beckham Davidson with the flick down to Sammy Gomez, who's flicked back to Beckham Davidson. Great job to touch it around the defender. He's got runners front and back post. Elects to go towards Sammy Gomez in the middle, but unable to get on the end of it. Stiles with a flick to Insinius. Insinius under pressure by Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha continues to press all the way back to Justice Fiat, the German goalkeeper for the Lions. Insinius again. I can't imagine that the Royals won't have to sub pretty heavily up front with just the amount of press that they are doing. I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew anything about them outside of what I've seen tonight, as we see that long diagonal ball from Fletcher Clifford looking for Beckham Davidson, who gives a thumbs up as he loved the idea, but the pace of the pass was just a bit too much for the Dayton native to get on the end of that one. 25-25 remaining in the first half. 0-0 here at the Lions Den in Dayton, Tennessee for the last home game of the year for your Bryan College Lions. Johnson plays a deep ball looking for the run of number 26, Pedro Ungarello. Unable to find him. Lions are going to possess. Ball comes to the middle through Randalls. Randalls double teamed by Johnson Royals. Good touch around him, and he may have been tugged back, but we're not going to get a foul call as Servat's going to end up with the ball. Randalls providing pressure to Servat. Servat back to Saavedra. Saavedra plays to his counterpart, Correa. Correa with a touch. Both fullbacks up the pitch for the Royals as Correa plays the ball into the middle looking for a midfielder, and it's going to bounce back around kindly. And we're going to get an offside flag up. Good shout to our spotter tonight in the booth, Corey Reinhardt. He's going to have to do a good job on it because my glasses are not with me. So the later this game goes, the more questionable I'm going to become on what number I'm seeing on the back of these uniforms. The good thing I'll say is for Johnson, the dark navy blue number on the back of the white uni is a little bit easier to see on their away kit here, as we see ball played up down the right flank for the Lions. Good possession play here. Ball played back to the middle. Commentators curse as that ball was a little bit behind Levi Miller. Does good to corral it and play it back to Insinius. Insinius over to Stiles. Stiles has plenty of room. He's going to have a driving run up this left flank. Options to his left and right. Going to decide to go into the middle. It's going to be headed back out to Levi Miller. Levi Miller looks for the 1-2 with Randalls, but he loses his first touch. But Miller's first to it and gets the ball back. Looking for the right winger tonight, Josh Hernandez. Hernandez with a good shimmy to knock the ball out of play off of the Royal left back, Jose Bula, and it's going to be a throw in deep in the territory of the Lions. This is Beckham Davidson long throw territory. On the far side of the field, you'll usually see Beck creep a couple steps up that hill and come down through that drainage ditch to get some momentum. A lot of Lions, a lot of black uniforms in the box. Ball's going to slip up out of the hand. Insinius flicks a header on, but he's unable to keep it in play. And Kagolo is going to go back and grab that for the goal kick.
Well, I think what we're seeing with Johnson and the pace of their play so far is a team that looks like they're trying to play for the postseason in the conference tournament. 2 games back with 4 matches left in the season for them, including this one. Certainly still in the mix, and they feel it. You can tell they feel it.
Yeah, well, you know, they're going to have to, out of these 4, as you see another missed timed errant pass by the back line. And you know, I think it comes with the territory a bit with the way they played. They've been so attacking and they've been so on the front foot that their back line's taking some chances and some risk with these passes, and they've had a lot of them come off, but a couple that have not have put them on the back foot. And so that looks to maybe the Lions get one on the counter or off a Johnson Royal mistake. Like you said, Clint, with the way that this table's shaken out, you've got to think that both teams think this is a winnable match, as the Lions really don't have much room for error. They're going to need to win and really win out to give themselves a shot. The Royals in a bit better position up the table, but also 4 games remaining. They're going to need some help. They've got work to do to make sure that they can try to punch their ticket into the Appalachian Athletic Conference postseason. Insidious, good left foot. And that ball's going to be touched by Correa. There was some miscommunication between Correa and Kagolo. And anytime that happens, I think if you're the center back, you can't leave it. So he decides to flick it back. But Kagolo had already came out. Good touch by Hernandez. 1-2 with Hernandez over the top. Looks to be onside. Now Beckham Davidson on the ball. Tries to chop back. Going to look for runners. Ball's played back towards Randles. Randles, is he able to get to it? Yes, he is. And touch back to Connor Stiles. And we're going to get a free kick as number 7, Robert Platt, the captain for the Royals, comes through after the touch from Randles, fouls him. He's going to speak his piece with the center official, but it's going to fall on deaf ears as the Lions get their first good set piece in Johnson territory here at the 25-minute mark elapsed in the first half. 20:30 remaining here, 0-0. You're going to see the captain, Carson Hayflick, over the ball for the Lions. The Corpus Christi, Texas native, Lee University transfer is going to set that ball down, give it a couple spins as he gets it where he wants it. We've got the hands on the hips, Cristiano Ronaldo style. Do we get the deep breath with it? We don't. Hayflick is going to hit that one, and it's just going to go wide right. And a pretty good opportunity to take one on frame, but Hayflick does get the last kick wrong, and it sails very far to the right. Or if you're Kagolo, the goalkeeper for the Royals, it well left, and he's going to get this thing back underway as he places the ball in the 6-yard box. Good firm kick up to this left flank, looking for his left winger, nobody there. Also makes me think with the way that they press to start this game, will they ping some balls deep into line territory and allow a throw in so they can push some numbers forward up the pitch to try to force a turnover deep in front of the Lions 18. Lions do a good job to play out. Is that ball going to be controlled by Gomez? It is. That's a very good touch with the pace that ball was hit with. I'm surprised he got his foot up to it. Back to Stiles. Stiles to Randles. Randles tries to turn. Touch was not as good as he wanted. It's going to go back to Servat. Servat in the middle, kind of fighting with his own teammate for the ball. Back to Stiles. Stiles to Gomez. Gomez down this left flank. Looks for the run of Hayflick, and we're going to get a touch by Hayflick, and the ball went towards Davidson. Big crunching tackle in the middle, right in front of the center official. Not even a sniff of the whistle there, so Davidson up and walking it off. I think he took a hit to the thigh. But play back through this left wing nonetheless. What a tackle. And you see him say, point at the ball. Gray Davies, unreal timing. And now we're going to look for a ball over the top. Sammy Gomez is on it, and he's onside. Can he get the ball down on his foot? Great touch, Saavedra coming back to the recovery run, and he does an even better job to keep it out for the corner. And we're going to get a long throw. That's probably going to give Beckham David some time to walk over to this ball, to walk off that Charlie horse he just took, as he's going to be the man with the service here. And it's probably a couple yards from the corner flag. So if he can get a good grip here, you got to think he can throw this ball into the middle of the box and give the Lions a good chance to get a header on frame. Ball thrown in. Insidious gets a flick. That ball's going to fall to Caleb Randles. And the first goal of the game goes to the Lions. Cue up our music, Coach Mack. Return of the Mack. It's not the return of Coach Mack. It's the first time he's been here. but the long throw in is what the Lions needed. Beckham Davidson with the service into the box. Clayton Insidious with a wonderful glancing header, and it committed the goalkeeper Cagallo, who has stepped forward to the front post, and the ball fell to number 12, Caleb Randles, and that's probably the easiest goal he's going to score in his life, as it was an absolute tap-in and a well-deserved goal here. The Lions in the first 15 minutes looked to be on the back foot, and some slight adjustments in the way the tempo of the game has played, and they've been very good in the last 15. 17:38 remaining, 1-0 to your Lions.
Fantastic positioning by Randles right there, as he was in the right spot as they linked up right there. Johnson's attacking again.
Well, what you love from it is it's looking to make something happen. Ball was thrown to the front post. Insidious did a wonderful job to move the play on, as we're going to see a ball crossed in. That ball was almost touched by Servat, number 10. And Justice looking to get the play back in quick. Randles first to it. Can Randles get back on it again? Great job by Correa. Beckham Davidson did a good job there to keep that ball going, and now the ball's going to find his feet. Will he take a touch, or will he look for Hernandez? He's going to try to take a touch back to Randles. Randles was checking his run, and we're going to get a ball off of Randles, who appeals his case that it didn't touch him. I don't think it did, but with the angle of the center official, I don't think he could see anything else.
And the Lions are matching now. They've decided to match the pace of play for the Royals, as they are going on great attack here.
Yeah, they've done a good job, and they didn't start out that way. They were a little bit off the pace of the play to start the game, but you could tell too that weight lifted to get the first goal. We struggled. I talked to Coach Davidson at length this week, and we've struggled to get on the score sheet. That's been the biggest difference between the Lions this year and last year. Just there's no consistent goal output. And to get one through Caleb Randles off of a set piece is just a wonderful thing early in this game. And you don't really care, if you're Coach Davidson, how it comes. If you're wearing a black kit tonight, you're just glad that the ball found the back of the net. Ball going to be cleared out for another throw. That's going to be number 18, Caw Key. Throws into 26. That's Ungarello. Ungarello plays back to Saavedra. Saavedra touches around Davidson, plays to his partner, Correa. Correa up top. Surratt again. Surratt looks to key up a shot. Gets Clifford to go to ground. Did a good job to continue to keep the ball and get it into a position where he could get the shot off, but the shot was never on frame off the foot of number 10, Mateo Servat.
Now, he had made that decision that he was taking that shot from the moment he touched it, and never, you can call it a great look. It never was a great look.
Looks like we're getting our first sub prepared underneath us here in the gantry. So that ball's going to run through the Randles. We'll get you on the same page here in a second. Ball goes to Sammy Gomez. Gomez looking for a run back post. Good job, Cagallo, to get down to it and touch that ball away from Beckham Davidson. The Lions, after that goal have went in, have stepped it up. They felt the pressure here. We're going to get a trio of substitutions from the Johnson Royals when the ball goes out of play. Long diagonal ball. Good job, Gray Davies, in that right back spot to win the header. It's going to roll out here. It's going to be a throw in. We may have the clock stopped. We do, and we're going to get those subs. So we're going to get number 15, Davide Sfondarini, number 16, Nay Mo, and number 23, Felipe Evans, all on the pitch. Cha-Cha gives way. Pedro Ungarello gives way, and so does number 12, Jose Bula. I speculated early that I thought Cha-Cha would come off the pitch with the way he started the game, just with as much running as he did. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised he lasted that long. And the pace of play from him up top was a great job. He initiated the press, as we're going to see that ball flicked in. It's going to be a little bit of a weird one. As you see that kind of kept going towards the crossbar. Fiat gave it a complimentary jump, but is allowed to let it go on top of the net. I thought that might be potentially off the crossbar. For any of you Premier League fans at home, if you'll remember the Merseyside Derby a few years ago where the ball was kicked by Virgil van Dijk off the post, and Jordan Pickford, instead of letting it hit the crossbar, punched it back into play and headed in the net by Divock Origi. Thought we were getting a little bit of the same type ball there, but it floats over the bar. And Fiat was able to collect for the goal kick. Foul on the Royals there. Ball put back in play by Fletcher Clifford. Fletcher Clifford to Insidious. Good job by Levi Miller. We're seeing Levi in a bit of a different position. I'm used to seeing him with Fletcher Clifford. They started out as a partnership this year like they did all of last year. And in the tweaks to the formation, as Coach Davidson's elected for more of a 4-5-1, Levi Miller has moved up into that holding role, plays as a deep six, sits in front of the new center back pairing, which is Insidious and Fletcher Clifford. 11:40 remaining. Lions lead 1-0 here in the first half through the goal of Caleb Randalls.
Officials having a little chat with Servasco, not sure what about.
Well, it wouldn't be a soccer match if somebody wasn't getting a little chat. That's just the way it works around these parts.
They like to catch up.
That ball's going to be knocked out for a Fiat goal kick. The back line of the Royals keeps shouting, stay high, keep the energy. And the one thing about a high line is you are susceptible to the ball over the top. The line saw that. And I think we're going to get a touch. I think we're going to get a touch outside of the box. And I'm going to pull an ear off here if I can hear head coach Isaac Morris as he's appealing to this assistant referee on the side. They're wearing the headset tonight, so he's able to discuss with his center ref, but this ball is going to be.
Well, I think the referee is telling him not to let the assistant take control.
He is. Well, that must be something universal across all sports.
Yeah, they don't like assistants. They're kind of low men.
I've been an assistant for 12 years in the baseball side. You're not allowed to talk. So we are going to see they're not going to give a card, which means they're usually, I think they do. We got a set piece off the training ground. Good job by the Royals defense, almost at our angle. Very hard to tell who got that touch. We had that ball pinging around, a couple different misdirections. Going to get the shout from our own Corey Reinhart here. Says Correa was the one that got the final deflection to block that ball out of bounds. 9:30 remaining.
Give that guy a stipend for some spotting right here.
That's right. Levi Miller over the corner. Hayflick comes short, but he's going to go back towards the middle. That ball's going to be played back post, looking for Fletcher Clifford. Ball bounces down. Ball's in the middle of the mixer as Cagallo gets up, appealing for a foul, but he wasn't touched by anybody in black. He ran into his own player. Not that he probably knows who he got ran into because he's just a ton of bodies in the mix. Nonetheless, play goes on. Good transition play here through the captain, Platt. Platt's going to look for a ball to number 23, just on the Evans, just on the field. And a great job, Fletcher Clifford. And Fletcher Clifford feels the pressure, and he's going to win not only a free kick, but he is going to win a card against number 23, Felipe Evans.
And the Johnson bench thought that Fletcher Clifford got away with a bit of push before that. They weren't happy with that call.
Isaac Morris, the head coach of the Johnson Royals, is appealing for what's the call for yellow. And he doesn't like the explanation, but the yellow card comes out nonetheless to Felipe Evans. Ball played deep. Wonderful job by Correa there to get his head to that. Back to the lines. They elect to play back to their goalkeeper. 8:30 remaining here. 1-0 at the Lions Den. Lions lead. Ball played to Sammy Gomez. Saavedra first to it across. He's going to make a parading run up the pitch again. Drops off to Platt. Platt, good cut inside Connor Stiles. It's going to be Platt in the box. And Levi Miller from that holding role fills in nicely, cuts down the passing lane. And I believe it was either a shot to the back post or a cross to the back post. Either way, it didn't get far enough off the foot of Platt for us to see where the intended target was. But it is going to go out for a corner. Servat took these earlier. I don't believe we've got Servat back on the ball. It's going to be number 25, I believe. That is Rue Ray. Ray's going to play that top of the box. Ball clears everybody. Just a mistimed header by both teams, and it's going to go all the way to the backside of the pitch. And Josh Hernandez is going to control. We've got numbers forward for the Lions, looking for Hayflick, picked off by Correa as he runs back to his center back spot. Was able to pick that pass off. Correa looking for a long diagonal ball. Finds the head of Servat. Headed down toward Insinius. Insinius with a touch. But a good job by Felipe Evans, who just took that yellow card for his foul a couple minutes ago, to get on the ball. They're going to play the ball back to Felipe Evans. Wonderfully snuffed out there by Fletcher Clifford. Great job by him to attack that space and get in front of that ball as it was destined for the feet of Felipe Evans. But Fletcher Clifford first to it. Royals recycle possession, 6:40 remaining in the first half, and what's been a wonderful tilt between the Royals and the Lions. Saavedra back to Correa. Correa back to Saavedra. Ball flipped, looking for the diagonal run of the captain, Platt, who has switched sides of the pitch. He started over here on the right wing. He is now switched to the left. Correa takes a long run. He's going to take his chance at a 40-plus yard effort. And if him and his center back partner, Saavedra, would split the difference in the height of their shots, they'd probably have one on frame, as we got one rolled from 40 and we got one skied from 40. But I appreciate a center back taking a shot from that distance. Insinius unable to get his foot around that, and it's going to go out underneath our gantry here for a long throw. Beckham Davidson has dispossessed Saavedra. Can he get past him? Saavedra's grabbing. Beckham Davidson goes to ground, and we're going to get a penalty call.
Absolutely. And
100%, Coach Mack, is Saavedra had been a little bit fancy with some passes, and he tries to take a touch. And what happens is he took another errant touch as he tried to poke the ball around Davidson, and Davidson is able to pick him off. And once Davidson got in a foot race, his first touch was wonderful, put him out, the ball out in front of him. He had Saavedra beat, and Saavedra plays through Beckham Davidson, goes down in the box. We're going to get a yellow card on Saavedra. 5:25 remaining in the first half, and Beckham Davidson is out on the spot as Kagalo steps up with some claps in his face. And you got to love the gamesmanship there by Kagalo.
That could go either way.
It could go either way. I think if Beckham Davidson puts this one in the back of the net, we'll see how the celebration goes. And we're going to get a yellow card to Kagalo. I don't have enough.
Officials did not like that clap.
He did not like that clap. But you know what? He will take the yellow card gladly. He would absolutely love the yellow card if he saves this penalty.
Right.
You will absolutely take it. And so we got some chirping down here in both benches with the AR. This is wonderful. Beckham Davidson, 12 yards out. There's the whistle as he takes a long pause. Couple choppy steps on the run-up, and it's going to be saved by Kagalo. And the yellow card well taken. He does not mind, and he is
trying to get another one.
He is. That's the problem. It's a little chippy now. 5:10 remaining, and Kagalo has kept the Royals in the game as they stymie Beckham Davidson after he won a penalty. The penalty saved, and the ball was down towards the left. It was a pretty hit with some pace. Kagalo dove early and was rewarded by taking a chance. And now you've swung some momentum back in the Royals' direction as they had none, as we're going to get an offside flag there. Sammy Gomez.
Yeah, and you know, hindsight on that penalty, obviously it was worked out in the Royals' favor. I don't know that it was necessary. It looked like he was strictly going for Davidson and had no attempt on the ball. He was just trying to keep him from getting in front of him.
Yeah, and I think what you see there is the game was kind of getting away from the Royals, and Kagalo goes up, and he really has nothing to lose. In a penalty situation, it's I would like to get the stats in front of us, but I think it's north of 85% of penalties that are saved, or excuse me, penalties that are converted. And so you come up, you talk a little bit, see if you can throw off the guy that's going to take the kick. And I'm not sure that he threw Davidson off. Davidson put the ball on frame, but an unreal job by him, and it keeps the Lions only at a 1-0 advantage. 3:50 remaining. Lions have been the better team much of this first half. The Royals had their run in the first 15 minutes, and it's been all Lions ever since. We're going to get a whistle there. No card out, but we've got 3 yellow cards for the Royals. Number 0, Kagalo, the keeper. We saw that one. Number 5, Saavedra for the foul on Beckham Davidson that earned the penalty. And number 23 from the sub, Felipe Evans, as we see another long shot.
And that felt a little pressing. Like they had realized the Lions had kind of taken control of this game, and they were trying to do something a little forced.
Yeah, it was a bit, and that was Saavedra again, his second shot from 35-plus yards. So not scared to put a shot on frame. 2:55 remaining here in the first half. First Royals attack in a while. Ball's going to come out to the right flank. That's Rue Ray. Rue Ray drops a shoulder, attempts to go towards the end line. Going to play a ball back with his left foot and just over the head of number 10, Servat, who was in a good position at the back post, unable to get his head on the ball. He had some space there. You would have thought if he could have won the header, it would have put Fiat under some pressure. Goes out nonetheless, Lions ball. Lions play forward again. The back line of this Royals defense has dropped a little deeper the longer we went in the first half, and I understand that because we're getting a lot of long balls pinged over the top. That ball's going to find the feet of Kagalo. Kagalo recycles play. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Kagalo. 1:45 remaining. Will the Royals elect to just keep some possession, or will they try to press forward here in the last minute and a half of this game? They're going to go for it. Ball over the top looking for Rue Ray, who switched wings here. His pace a lot for Styles. Rue Ray still on it, and Styles did enough to throw him off. But Rue Ray and Robert Platt have switched wings, and it's been a good switch because Rue Ray is providing some issues here on this right wing for Connor Styles. Just the pace alone has been a lot to handle here for Styles, as he did a good job to recover there and keep it from being an uncontested shot. And I know his goalkeeper thanks him. Ball thrown in, a little too far for Levi Miller. Levi Miller comes forward with a trio of Lions. Press initiated from Hernandez. He's been pretty quiet in the first half, as most of this game has been played on the left wing for the Lions, and he's at the right wing spot today. Good job, Levi Miller. Ball goes to 50-50 challenge there in the midfield. They're going to look for a deep ball, and Sinius gets clear. Great header and kicked forward by Styles. That ball is going to be kicked out, and it's going to put us at 27 seconds remaining. Lions throw. Can we get forwards right here for the last second attack? Ball falls to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to look for a shot. Ball's going to be blocked, find its way back out. 15 seconds. Back post ball. Here comes.
Good save.
Randall's again, and a good job by Cagallo to come off his line. I can't imagine that anything else comes out of this first half if Incinius deals with that as he does. Ball's cleared by Styles, and that's going to put an end to the first 45 minutes here in Dayton, Tennessee. And what a 45 minutes it's been. 1-0 to the Lions, an early headed goal or by Randall's puts the Lions up. We're going to take a short break and be back with you on Lions Live. For Clint McCauley, this is Jordan Day. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.
I don't need to fake to make a couple dollars. I get validation from the conversation with my partner. I just go the top of wave like an auto writer verse in my garage and it get played. I was looking at the Illmatic on vinyl and I thought, where the lines at? People want the vibe, but I got it. Rappers don't revive, took a fast like some master. Shout to Post Malone, to the site. Any tribe mitochondria, I'm in the cell. Being tell like Melania, I'm doing well. Put my pennies in the stage, not a wishing well. I can never miss a snake. Pick up pillows on them, send a packet once. Take Billy, I don't have to do a punch. Like, take a beat, I don't have to take a lunch. Read a caption at a cabin, only cabin like a crummy. Like a rock, when you see me, I'm electrifying. Yeah, only talk I do is edifying. They think church when I'm testifying. Hear you running at the mouth, that's a lot of money. I was in the woods 30 miles from the nearest college. All pair of rebel flags, I'm not being pit or bullet. They weren't okay with my swag. Word of Malcolm X, with the AK on the bag. Yeah, came up on Taylor Gang and Taylor Swift. I'm just trying to show you what a race is. Pull up to Randy Travis greatest hits. 40,000 records think I made it. I was in the flowers with the Katie Diz. Homie took a knife out of pocket, told me make a leave. Mama took me to the Sunday service. I was nervous. All the people shook my hand just to say they didn't. I told my mama if I'm born to beat the beat up, then one day I'ma blow her and back with the big she in the crowd, screaming louder than the speaker. Baby crack a smile, black and proud. Walking with the Lord, I got the Holy Spirit in. When I looked down, I saw SpongeBob and Ken. My dad's out now, sounding like my daddy. I was listening to Biggie on the way. You see me, I'm electrifying. Yeah, only talk I do is edifying. They think church when I'm testifying. Hear you running out the mouth, that's a lot of money. I was in the woods 30 miles from the nearest college. All pair of rebel flags, I'm not being parabolic. They weren't okay with my swag. Word of Malcolm X, with the AK on the back. Yeah. Hey, my cool sign, gold, my knee, blindfold, high key, I'm on, can't leave my zone. With 16, first kid, 16, no hope, 15, still hope, big dreams. I refuse to settle, I want real change. Even in the UK, still game. Sick of it, you know how I still came for the last time. I'll be just a real name. I don't got a front, I don't got a front. When I see your church, we gon' turn that thing up. Pick a team with the team, man. I'm a sort of pastor. On the under, you gon' ask me how to do it after. Where we headed, my son got the glow and faded. We taking over, I did it. I'ma see it cause I said it. If we I'll admit it, but I can see it. I'm winning this back. Every time that the click go out, I'ma show out, I'ma blow out, I'ma show out, I'ma show out. I'm up the bat. I've been telling all the way about that. See me, I don't even wanna tell me where you been, huh? Man about it. Hey, back up on me, man, it's getting crowded. Hey, I love you, Charlie, got it in the line. Bitches in the spot, so I'm sipping on it. In the gym, getting solid. At the party, we don't bother anybody. Always getting solid. You know I'm always getting solid. Riding through the city in the place I dwell. Yeah, two young fellas in the ATL. Never cause trouble when we out in the streets, but then that's the sound of the police. I was shook, but I kept it cool. Put a summer on the shoulder just to stay up the tone. Then he told me off with a warning, we was on our way. 45 in a 50 till I hit the highway. Been about it, learned to the father. I don't do it, I went digging for the weekend. Now I'm back to digging for the different stuff. You back to probably stop it. Y'all don't need a body. My girl got that body hottie. When we walk inside the party, they like, on G, always been a man. Tell me where you been, huh? Man about it. Hey, that's the problem, man, it's getting crowded. Hey, and now I finally got it. I won't got a cookies in the spot, so I'm sipping on it. In the gym, getting solid. At the party, we don't bother anybody. Always getting solid. You know, always getting solid.
Tag team match. Tag team changing the world.
I don't play, I got balls, I got guard, I got hope, I got soft in my home, I got G, that's my bro, on the beat, he got heat on the stove, if they keep playing with us, they gon' reap what they selves wrong. Yeah, buddy, we gon' keep fucking cold, and I hang with a few, cause the most do the most. While the bottles on the table, get the chance in the toast, cause we did ourselves, it was God as a boss. Look, talking like they know me, they don't know the harm. I'm like Owen Hall, live inside of those arms. I had battles in the dark, why you so alarmed? See the battles in the stars, how to go to class. Damn, I'm Gucci in my pocket, why you holding on? Cause the orders with the rocket, they come over long. But I'm chilling in the field, didn't go to farm. Daddy told me keep it real, let's show no regard. Those who didn't wanna build, try to show a dart. When you get the shield with you, you gon' hold it hard. I'm a slower, he a grower, you can tear apart. Everything that he touches, we is holding on. Looking like they know me, they don't know the hard road. They ain't see my mama had another car road. Always so we drama, she ain't let her on go. Everybody eats no stones. I don't play, I got goals, I got guard, I got hope, I got soap in my home, I got G, that's my bro, all the beat on the stove. If they keep playing with us, they gon' reap what they sow. Whoa. Yeah, buddy, we gon' keep fucking cold, and I hang with a few, cause the most do the most. Blind walkers on the table, get the chance and a toast, cause we didn't say ourselves, it was God as our boss. Nonetheless, I made enough today. No race, no money, no break. God did it, that be my own fate. Look, all I'm in and my brother throw the bait. Playing games wanna play it safe. I'm setting pace for the younger man to imitate while you hesitate. I ain't had a pad or pad, but since I'm in a place, never had a plan to span. But let me set the plate, demonstrate at a better rate. If you God, got them straight. We ain't never late. If you God had to meditate, get my head away from the slums, let me predicate. This is for the way in the sun, he the boss. Pussy with the torch. Y'all will shower blessings on me, never leave me alone. I can never pay for that, you ain't even know. Take away the bad from me, now you know. Yeah, I don't play. I got woes, I got guard, I got hope, I got soap in my home, I got G, that's my bro, OB, on the beat, he got heat for the stove. If they keep talking reckless, they gon' reap what they sow. Whoa, yeah, buddy, we gon' keep talking cold, and I hang with a few, cause the most do the most. Wild hoes on the table, get the chance and the toast, cause we didn't say ourselves, it was God as our boss. What?
Self-sufficiency dies hard, right? But when rightfully humbled, God shows up in burning bushes. May we step into the fray like I got something to say. May we hold no army, no weapons, no ceremony or authority. Just a walking stick of an old timer and not an ounce of fear. May we have a faith birthed What Babylon is fighting in the vein of the best metaphor of what love exists for. May my legacy be permanently associated with those hated and exodus from exodus. What we learn of what Pharaoh makes. We are not those without hope or hoping and hope alone. Resurrection shows that this land is not our home. We are sojourners living out what our past acts and orders. The knowledge that we have yet to see the fullness of what it taught us. All the creation groaning, labor, aches, and pain. The crushing of a planet's moon that makes Saturn's rain. My crooked soul covered in blood. Blessedness of perspective. The ironic gift of cancer. If I survive the feeling for everyone is a blessing. Every breath could be your last one, and that's the answer. Be patient with one another. Be gracious to our time is short. Remember you were once in darkness, so we brought forth Christ, the hope of glory. Sealed our eternity, purchased permanently by only His worthy. My mouth is yet to catch up with what my heart knows, and my heart is still like His behind my library. It's scary. There's no plaques on my wall. Just the influence I had on those with plaques on their wall. It's a leave a man salty like when it's gonna be my turn. And the love with me is leaning towards his attitude beneath me. And I am just like them, a systemic participant, longing for escape and hoping in salvation. And hoping in salvation, waiting for the day He makes the crooked way straight. Love in the state of our soul, gentrification. The purchase aid for the South paid all of the repaint the streets and found homes for the orphans. Once under the thumb of an unbearable slum lord. Your son of a gun that rescue can never come, Lord. And we all believed Him and took matters into our own hands and made a filthy mess of our own homelands. And crimes of survival, they were proof of a flawed system. And we only got ourselves to blame, our cheap little hearts. With the hope of transcultural love and acceptance. Straight racism and sexism, the blessing. Today we don't look down on the poor like we ain't like them and they not us. Engendering part of the suicide among us. The already without yet. So we look forward to joy and anticipation. The time people come forward and make the crooked way straight out.
Welcome back in for the start of the second half here at the Lions Den. I'm Jordan Day with Clint McCauley for the last 45 minutes, of Bryan Lions soccer action for the year, at least for the home games, as the Lions lead 1-0 here against the visiting Johnson Royals, who made the short trip from Knoxville, Tennessee, down to Dayton to play tonight's game. A lot to play for both teams at the bottom of the table, as both teams, as it starts today, outside looking in the postseason picture. But the Lions out to a 1-0 lead deserved through Caleb Randall's off of a long throw from Beckham Davidson and flicked on by Clayton Insidious. Lions had a chance to double their lead early after that, as Beckham Davidson won a corner and won a penalty and unable to convert, as a good save by Kagalo. Clint, go ahead.
Jordan, are you predicting this half starts like last half with the same pace and aggressiveness?
I think that Coach Davidson would have probably mentioned that made sure that the lines weren't off on the wrong foot here as they were for the first 15 minutes of the first half. And so I think they'll probably do a better job of matching the pace of play as we get a ball that bounces up off of Johnson's arm, but inadvertently, so they're not going to whistle it. Hernandez gets a touch, but unable to control it. That ball's going to go back. We're going to see number 9 back in the game up top for the Royals, David Cha-Cha. It definitely looks like the Royals are going to try to do that. Higher lines here. Platt on the ball to Servat. Servat, good turn, but a good job by Randalls as Randalls wins the ball back, and we're going to get a whistle. Randalls can't believe it. Servat comes up clutching his right leg and then walks it off perfectly after he's got the foul call, which is he's back to it now. It's trying to decide if he actually got hit or if he did just a good job in feeling the pressure from Randalls and won the foul. Either way, good job by him to get the foul. We're going to see number 25, Rue Ray. He's going to pop that ball towards the back post. Good, not an issue at all for Justice Fiat as he's going to roll that ball in the path of Connor Stiles to try to get the lines on the counter. 2 in front of Stiles. He's going to play to Davidson.
Lions going left to right on your radio dial. If you young buck get that reference.
I don't get that reference. I'm a little bit too young for it.
Back when we listened to a bunch of football games on the radio, they would tell you what direction they're going on your radio dial.
Ball played. Gray Davies, good job as he's going to try to touch it back to Justice, and he does. Justice with a one-time ball to the midline here. Beckham Davidson flicks the header back to Saavedra. Saavedra decides to play just a regular pass with the inside of his foot. As he's about a 50-50% usage, whether he's going inside of the foot or outside of the foot. Put himself in a bit of a predicament earlier where he tried to touch around Beckham Davidson, and Davidson picked it and took it down and was fouled in the box but unable to convert the penalty. 42-28 remaining. Lions still lead 1-0 here against the Royals. Rue Ray, good job back to Correa. Royals lose the ball. Ball looking for Davidson, looking for Josh Hernandez there, and unable to get on it. It's Hernandez, but they're going to win a long throw. Maybe we'll get a little replay here of the first goal for the Lions. Beckham Davidson splits a couple fans off the screen. You're going to see him run here and see if he can get this towards the penalty spot. Long throw comes in, a little shorter than normal.
Not bad.
That's a wonderful job by Sammy Gomez. That overhead kick from the edge of the 18 to put it with that pace towards the goal. Very impressive.
Really well struck.
Absolutely made Cogolo at least have to go think about it, and that's going to be another really soft whistle on Randalls. I thought the first one maybe, but 2 in a row. You think one of those goes his way. Good physical play by Randalls to start the second half, and a promising freshman year from him. I think he probably is one of the first names on the sheet going forward for Coach Davidson as he continually builds this program going forward. The Mills River, North Carolina native. He scored early in the preseason, and he scored again as that ball's going to come to Cha-Cha, and when it hits him, he has no idea that it goes through a defender's. No touch, no swing, no nothing. Just deflects off of him into the hands of Justice Fiat. But back to Caleb Randalls. Scored in the first game that I did this year on the call in a scrimmage game, was able to – nice volley for him as we're going to see a heavy push there.
Wow.
And we're going to get nothing. It was right in front of the assistant referee, so I think a little bit of that was momentum from Beckham Davidson. Good job, Levi Miller.
It's just the outstretched arm that kind of made it look bad.
Yeah, it was. Definitely did play through him, and we're going to see that with Hayflick, but they let that one go too. Beckham Davidson on the right flank, going to look to get this ball back in the mix. And he's going to play it off of the left back and out of play for a corner. Who's going to come take this? Will it be Levi Miller again? It seems to be. Number 4, Miller trots to the corner, takes his time as he grabs the ball. He's going to put it down. We're going to get an out-swinging service. Interesting to see what the Lions decide to do in the box. on their first corner. We saw a lot of people at the top of the box. We're going to see more crowding towards the back post on the end line. Lions definitely have the height advantage in the box there, Clint, as you see a lot more height in the black kit. Ball played back post. Good job there, Cagallo, to find that, and we're going to get that's going to be a yellow card impeding the restart there by Fletcher Clifford as Cagallo went to play the goal kick quickly. Fletcher Clifford sees that the Lions had numbers 4, decides it's better to run into him and take the yellow card than it is to allow the restart. So we'll see whether or not that's a good decision. I really wasn't panning up towards the front, but Fletcher Clifford reads the game well. I'm assuming he saw something he didn't like as he decided to take that tactical yellow foul. Fletcher Clifford will play the remaining 39-10 of this match on a yellow. Going to have to be careful when he decides to go to ground and go into challenges. Cagallo, as we see number 18 in front of us, Key wanting the ball, but it's going to go deep only as far as Fletcher Clifford. Clifford to Hernandez. Hernandez, Levi Miller, good marauding run up to win that ball. It's going to fall back to the middle to number 25. That's Rue Ray. Rue Ray was on the wing, both wings in the first half, playing a little more centrally here, as he looks like he's dropped into maybe more of a 10 role for the Royals. Ball to the feet of Evans. Evans outside to Key. Key with a good touch around somebody, but he's going to play that with his left foot, and it just never got back into play. A little bit of a shank there into the side netting. Didn't test Fiat at all. Fiat retrieves for a goal kick. 38-13 left. Lions lead 1-0 here at the Lions Den in the last home game of the season in a crucial AAC matchup at the bottom of the table to see if either of these teams can get back in the playoff picture. Great job by Connor Stiles. Connor Stiles going to look for the run of Sammy Gomez, and it's just a little bit behind him. Great job by Randalls to get the ball back. Puts Hayflick into some space. Hayflick's got plenty of time. Elects to go to the flank to Hernandez. Hernandez cuts back in. Will he take a touch? Yes, he will. Going to look for a little chip through ball back to Randalls, and it's going to find its way back to Hernandez. Hernandez out to Sammy Gomez. Will he be able to recover? He will. Tries to go around the Johnson defender, but they're able to poke it off of his foot, and Johnson recovers to clear back to the mid-pitch through the header of Fletcher Clifford. Good spell of play by the Lions, and the Royals really haven't got going here in this second half.
They came out firing in the first half and just haven't had the same intensity so far that we've seen in the second.
And that could be a little bit of just the legs, but it also, I think, was their intensity was good and the Lions' intensity was lacking a bit, so it looked like it was a lot more pressure in the first half, and the Lions seemed to be a bit more up to the pace in this second half as we see Saavedra dancing around again, and he is one of the more offensive-minded center halves I've seen in the past few years. As we see a ball looking for Cha-Cha Gray Davies first to it and going to do a good job clearing it back up this line, and it's going to bounce. It stays in play off of Key, and they're playing back through the middle looking for Servat. Servat, ball bounces wide. Cha-Cha again. Savasco back to Correa. Correa up. Servat goes to ground way too easy as he felt the pressure of Hayflick and tried to draw a foul. We mentioned that earlier with him. He goes to ground pretty easy. He's been getting some calls. He doesn't get that one. He's forced to get back up. Randall's heavy touch picked off by the Royals defense. Number 12, Jose Bula, doing the right back duties tonight for Coach Isaac Morris's 11. Hernandez with some space. Key on the ball. He beats both defenders. Is he going to take a shot with his left foot? He is, and that ball fizzes past the post, and it had Cagallo searching there to his left. I thought off the foot, Clint, that it might have a chance to get in the top corner.
It looked good.
It did look good. And the Royals defense there just kind of sunk back, allowing him to take that shot, gave him a bit of a run. And he took advantage, drove into some space and put a shot up. They're going to definitely have to look at putting some pressure on Hernandez. Good job by Clayton Insinius there. Robert Platt, the captain for the Royals, dancing around. Insinius looked to not be too enthused about it, just tapped the ball out of play and kept Platt in front of him. Long throw goes to the edge of the box. Servat decides to circle back. He's going to back in. We've got a good duel there physically between those two. Ball's going to stay in on the line for a long time. Rolls out to Correa right in front of his visiting Royals bench. Ball thrown in and deflected up in the air by the Lions defense. Levi Miller going to play that ball over the top out of play, and it's going to be another Johnson Royals throw here as they trail 1-0. 34-14 remaining in the second half. Servat serves just a hopeful ball in. Outside the boot, looking for Sammy Gomez. Is he going to get a touch? He might. Tries to play that ball in to Beckham Davidson. Davidson and Correa going for it. Correa gets the best of that one. His positioning didn't let him down. He did a good job to deal with the pace of Beckham. Good job, Fletcher Clifford, to let that ball roll out. It's going to be a throw as number 15, Gray Davies, sophomore from Cleveland, is going to come down to throw this ball. It looks like we're preparing a sub for the Royals. It'll be as we're getting another sub as well. It's Mo, and for the Royals also number 17, that is Stone Davies, as Stone Davies comes in for number 10, Josh Hernandez. So the Davies brothers both on the pitch together. It's a good job, good touch by Davies. Ball's going to, good. Randall's good job to get the ball down here to Beckham. Beckham looking for Stone and couldn't find him. Okay. You can see Stone Davies coming in with fresh legs as he is everywhere right now on the pitch. Trying to earn more minutes with the tempo that he plays. He's come in and absolutely tore it up there. He's probably put in another 150, 200 yards in the first 25 seconds on the pitch. He's going to be providing the width here on this right side for the Lions in the bottom of your screen, number 17. Makes it easier on me when both Davies are on the same side of the pitch. Davies heads down to Davies. Looks for Beckham Davidson up top, doesn't find anybody but Correa. Correa back to Call Key. Call Key back to Correa. Ball looking for Platt. We're going to get a tangle of legs there, as Coach Davidson tells Gray not to take any unnecessary risk. He had won the ball, no reason to get tangled up. Just let the ball go out of play. But this is going to be probably a little too far for a shot, but we're going to get some service in here. Looks like it's Call Key over the ball. 30-54 remaining. Lions still lead 1-0. Going to play it in towards Fiat. Will Fiat get there? He will. He'll punch. We're going to have a whistle before he contacted the ball. Some kind of foul off ball in the box by the Royals. Crisis averted there by the Lions. So the needless foul by Davies on that wing doesn't hurt the Lions. 30-30 remaining. Stone Davies right in front of us wants the ball, hands up. And with the pace that he's played with, I can understand why. Good job by Gray Davies to step across. Plays the ball for Hayflick all the way across the field. Hayflick looking for Gomez. Gomez, can he turn inside? He can, but the ball is just a little slow for the run of Levi Miller, and the ball goes back to the Royals. Cagallo comes off his line, is going to have to kick that one anywhere. He was under some big pressure. His Cha-Cha's going to come and try to play that ball, but he was offside position when the ball was played. Gomez did the hard work, but then laid the ball off too softly for the midfield runner. That ball's going to look towards Platt. Good job by Davies. Good duel here. Platt and Davies continue to go at it. And Platt does a good job to get the shot off. At the beginning of that play, I didn't think he was going to win possession. Not only did he win possession, but he did a really good job to then get inside on his right foot and put a ball near the back post.
The Johnson bench wanted a call on that one, or they weren't happy with the attempt.
Yeah, I think it was – definitely think it was something that they were wanting to tug on the jersey from Gray Davies, but they weren't going to get it. Beckham Davidson – we've got a whistle here, and they pointed towards the lines. It looks like there's some foul off the ball. 28-25 remaining here. 1-0 to the lines. First half headed goal. Caleb Randall's the goal scorer. Clayton Insinius with the flicked header off the long throw from Becca Davidson. So Insinius on the assist as we see Clayton place the ball. We're going to get a left-footed service here. Ball in. Going to be a bit too high for his teammates. Easy grab by Cagallo. Cagallo deciding to get the ball off early. Can Insinius win the header? He can. Great job there. Davies to Davies. A good sliding challenge by Platt, the captain for the Royals. Key with the ball. Touches inside. Elects to go back to his goalkeeper. Oh, no, that ball gets through. Cha-Cha on it. And a great job by Fiat to get to that one. He read that play well. I thought right when he turned, Clint, he may have a shot at it, but Fiat off his line quickly.
Just out-kicked him.
Correa looking for a long ball for Key. He's going to find Davies, who's going to clear it off of Key for a throw. Now we're getting a little bit of the ball tossed between Davies brothers. Gray's going to be doing the throw in here. Headed down to Stone. Stone going to play a ball off of another Royal defender again. Carson's going to get on the end of it, tries to poke. He's going to put some pressure on Saavedra. Saavedra goes back to his goalkeeper. Line still initiating the press. Hayflich, good job there. So I've been informed by sometime PA announcer, sometime bullpen arm, Ben Zybert, that is not Hayflick, it's Hayflich. So one of us is right. I'll go with him for now.
Is Ben right much?
Depends on who you're talking to. It is 1-0. 1-0 to the Lions here. Tatiana Mendez. Lions lead 1-0 through a first-half goal through Caleb Randall's. 25:40 remaining in the second half. Must-win game for the Lions with their current position in the Appalachian Athletic Conference table. Correa on the ball. Lions have been a bit more defensive in the past 10 minutes or so. Not a lot of ball time, but the shape is good. Coach Davidson made a couple changes here in the second half. Excuse me, one change in the second half as Davies came in for Josh Hernandez. Good touch there. 3 or 4 in a row as Randall's is looking good on the ball. Beckham Davidson's got a back post runner. Can he find Davies? Ball's going to get touched down, and Kagalo's first to it. And the ball that Davidson played, if it doesn't get deflected by the defender, it probably finds Davies to put it in the back of the net. Got 3 or 4 subs coming in, being prepared underneath us here. Ball's going to bounce. Fiat is going to we're going to get those subs. Felipe Evans, number 23, coming on for the Royals. Also, number 15, Davide Sfondarini.
A little contention on the ball placement right there.
Yeah, Coach Morris not happy. We're also, and we got number 11, Richard Arch, also into the game for the Royals. For the Lions, number 16, Vanya Kalyanovsky. I'm assuming we're going to see Vanya go up top. And we do. Big physical presence from the Lions. So maybe a little more defensive. We're going to get a foul call on the outside of the 18 and a pretty good position for a cross. The Johnson bench becoming a little more unhappy with every time the whistle is blown or not blown. And it's getting to that point in the game, 22:50 remaining. Looks like 15, that's the sub, Davide Sfondarini from Rome, Italy, the junior on the ball, right-footed. See what we get here. Ball's going to be played back post, looking for the head and finding the head of number 6, Ty Karaya. But he's unable to get that ball on frame, and it's going to go floating out of play for a Fiat goal kick. Pace on the ball was good. You're going to see a ball looking over the top for Sammy Gomez. Sammy Gomez able to get on it. He's got runners. Kalyanovsky in the box as he steps across, and he's going to put a shot on frame. And Jose Kagalo 100% up to the challenge as he lays down, makes himself big. That ball had some whip on it and a really good touch by Sammy to get on the inside, put the ball on his right foot.
Yeah, that was a great look. Nothing else he could do right there.
Absolutely, and a really good job. And I'll tell you, if there's anybody right now that's the man of the match or the player of the match for Johnson, it's got to be Kagalo. He had the penalty save in the first half to keep it a 1-0 game, and that right there was a huge save to keep it at 1-0. Lions on the corner. It's a good ball. Ball comes out bouncing around. Are they going to be able to get it on frame? They do it. Kagalo was out, but it's going to be cleared off the line. I believe that was Kawkey that was able to do that. We're getting a lot of chirping from the Johnson Royal bench at this point. But the ball's going to go back out for another Levi Miller corner kick. Ball back in. Just over the head of Kalyanovsky. Gomez, good job to feint like he was playing the ball in the middle, and he decides to play it back on the outside as Hayflick is tackled. That's going to go out. We're just going to do another corner. Good job, Karaya, to step through and make a slide tackle to keep Hayflick from putting that ball on frame, or putting the ball back in the mix, rather. We're going to see Levi Miller make the long, slow trot across the field. Miller puts the ball down. Some lines crowding the keeper. Ball going to be played towards the top. Doesn't beat the first defender. But Davies is going to poke it back out. Plays it one time, top of the box. Met by Johnson Royal defender. Ball's going to be cleared only as far as Sammy Gomez. Randles tries to touch around a Royal midfielder, unable to do it. Ball's going to fall to number 11, Richard Arch. Arch plays back to Ungarello. Ungarello slows ball down back to Cervasco. Good little 1-2 there. Looking for Kalyanowski, unable to get the ball to him. He had his head down running. The ball was played a bit behind him. That's going to be a searching ball for number 23, Felipe Evans, who throws the shoulder into the challenge but is going to win a corner. Good job by him. He is the sub, but did sub on in the first half, is on a yellow card. Johnson has 3 players on a yellow card currently, all 3 on the pitch. Cagallo, the goalkeeper, Saavedra, the center back, and Felipe Evans, the sub, who's been on that right flank. Ungarello over to take the corner. 18:43 remaining, 1-0 to the Lions. Ungarello steps off. Going to get an outswinger, unable to beat Styles at the front post. Ball's going to fall to Davies. Can Davies get a touch around Nemo? He doesn't. Coach Davidson encouraging Gray to be positive with his passing, said he had no problem with him looking for the long diagonal ball. So that ball's going to find its way through. Is Platt going to get onto it? He does, but he has really nothing on it, no angle. Kind of surprised he could even get his foot through it towards goal, just rolls it to the feet of Fiat. Ball up to Kalyanowski. Good link-up play. Absolutely it was. Long switch. Sammy Gomez, can he stand up? His defender, that's Key. Key does a good job to dispossess Gomez, but the ball falls back to him. Gomez tries to touch around Ungarello, but is unable to, and we're going to get a foul call that goes against Gomez. And it's going to be a free kick that's put in play quickly to the Royals. If there's a whistle against the Lions, there's also a question coming from the corresponding Royals bench that is that a card, sir? Every single time. It is yet to be a card, sir. But they're asking. Ball played forward. Davies, good touch. Stone Davies doing the pressure.
Something about being down 1-0.
Fondarini plays the ball inside. I think it is. It's
Makes
just
you curious.
Yep. Very inquisitive. 16:40 remaining. See an attempted pass by Karai. He's frustrated. He played a wonderful ball down there earlier and won a free kick. Karai has to poke that ball out. Looks like we're going to get a sub, and we are. It's Josh Hernandez coming back in. It's also going to be number 25. That's Rue Ray is back in the game. As Hernandez comes in for Carson Hayflich. I think Hayflich took a knock. No, I think he's just getting a break, but 10-12 minute break there. 10-12 minute break there. Rue Ray with a push, and we're going to, after the tussle, ball was blown dead, and it's going to be a Johnson free kick. Put in play quickly once again to Correa. Correa over to Saavedra. We're asking again for a yellow, but it's not. Currently, it is, and I'll tell you this, ask and you shall receive.
I guess if you ask him as many times they do, they bound to give one.
Yeah, and it's going to go to Kalyanowski. You got the baseball equivalent is you got one guy in a dugout that always says, hey, we're going yard right here. Somebody's going yard, and they just play yard card every time, and at some point you're going to get it right. But Kalinowski with a yellow. It was for, I think, a tug off the balls. That ball's going to be played. Took a little bit of a skip on the bounce. Fletcher Clifford, great job to usher the ball to his goalie. Put back in play, looking for Kalinowski. Kalinowski and Karaya tussle for the ball, only as far as Levi Miller. Levi Miller touches to Sammy Gomez, who plays a 1-2. Back with Levi. Ball's picked off by Felipe Evans. Evans goes to ground. Good tussle between the two. Ball still with the Royals. Good job. Wonderful job there to win the ball back. Ball goes to Fiat. Fiat with a touch, and he's going to kick that here to the center circle. It's going to be a header win by the Lions, and the ball's going to bounce back to Saavedra. If the Lions can put Saavedra under some pressure, he has proven that he will make some marauding runs, but he also will make some mistakes on the ball. As he may be at center back on the team sheet, but he's feeling like he's an attacker, and I'm kind of impressed with his ability to dribble. Saavedra again. Sfondarini, and we're going to get a foul there, and we're getting a stoppage in play. That's going to be a yellow card on Clayton Insinius.
Big collision.
Big collision in a pretty attacking position here for this free kick. I think it's through the middle of the field.
And we're right at the 14-minute mark left in the game. 1-0 Lions.
It's a good shout by our spotter, Corey Reinhardt. We're going to get David Cha-Cha down in front of the gantry here. Going to be trying to come back on the pitch. Also, Beckham Davidson looking to come back for the final 14 minutes. Saavedra over this. Rue Ray also over it, but Ray's going to step off. Saavedra with a big breath. He's going to take a shot here, and what a touch by Justice Fiat. That ball was destined for the top corner. He gets across well, explodes with his left hand to poke that wide. Great shot by Saavedra, but an even better save by Justice, and he's able to knock that out for a corner. The subs are going to be made. We're going to see Kalinowski come off with a yellow card to his name. Beckham Davidson back on. Also going to get number 11, Richard Arch coming off. That's going to be Cha-Cha back in the box here for this corner. 13:52 remaining. Johnson puts the ball down. They're going to play an out-swinging ball. Got some good pace, looking for the back post. Ball bounces around. Karai got his head to it, but was headed down and cleared by the Lions defense. Going to be a throw-in just goal side of the Royals bench. Looking for a short runner. We're not. Are we going to get a long throw? We're not throwing. They threw the ball into an offside position, which obviously on a throw-in you cannot be offside. And he turned and got a shot right into the arms of Fiat. As we're getting a lot of pressure here, and the bench is happy about it from the Royals. They're going to win that ball off of Davies and go for the quick throw to Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha, we got a handball potential. No, not going to get it whistled. That ball's going to roll all the way back to Justice Fiat, and he's going to let Cha-Cha all the way back before he picks it up to waste a little time and waste a few steps out of the leg of Cha-Cha. Ball over the top looking for Gomez. Saavedra doing the defending. We got a couple runners. He touches around one, but the recovery by mixed up on the number there. Recovery by the right back of Johnson saved the ability for Gomez to get a shot on goal. Royals are going to have to start committing some people forward, so it should get pretty open here at the back for them at some point with 12:15 remaining. They've got to get this equalizing goal. Ball played through, but only as far as Davies. Davies with a good little body feint to beat two defenders. Davies with an inverted run through the pitch. He's going to play it off to Hernandez and retreat back to his right back spot. Hernandez decides to go left to Gomez. Saavedra stands him up. Back in the middle to Hernandez. Hernandez, can he get the ball out under his feet? He can.
That was a great run.
It
was started by Davies with some great footwork.
Absolutely it was. And what he did a great job of was when the ball got wide to Gomez, I thought there was no way to get it back into the middle. He got it to Hernandez, and I think Hernandez just took one too many touches. Good job by Cagallo to be able to get there down to that save, and Hernandez really wasn't able to get a shot on it. Both benches doing a lot of verbal commands here. Beckham Davidson, can he touch around Correa? He does. Can he get his head up? Does he have a runner? He's going to be fouled there, and we're going to probably see a yellow card. And if we do, that's going to be a sending off for Saavedra. He's already on a yellow, and we're going to see what we get. We haven't got the X from the referee to stop the clock, so I think we're not going to get the card. That's why you saw such a quick reaction from Saavedra to get up in the face of the official. I think pleading his case that he was playing the ball.
A bit generous.
A bit generous. Our spotter, Corey Reinhardt, is dumbfounded that we didn't get a card there.
I agree with Corey.
Well, I don't know if it helps or hurts your case that Clint McCauley's soccer knowledge is on your side.
Okay.
Ball's going to be played quick. That looks like it's headed for the crossbar,
Wow.
and it goes bar down, but not into the goal. What a hit by Beckham Davidson, and I'll tell you, that one deserved the back of the net as we're going to get an absolute undercut here by Cha-Cha. That's got to be a card. If you're going to blow it dead, we've got to give a card. Coach Davidson in his technical area is asking how it's not a card.
And that shot was unlucky, as I said.
It was. It right off the underside of the crossbar. Thought it was destined for the top corner. It nicks enough of the crossbar. And 9:55 remaining, 1-0 to the Lions. Fletcher Clifford going to play that one up to the penalty spot. Good step, Levi Miller. Ball's going to be played deep. You got to be the first to that there. Insinius doesn't do a great job, but he gets enough of a touch. Cha-Cha tries to poke it through, but it takes an errant touch. It's going to be cleared out. It's going to be throw on the far side of the field for the Royals. Looks like Kawkey doing the throw. Going to throw back to Saavedra. Saavedra's got overlapping runners on the backside. Teed up the long diagonal ball, but didn't hit it. He's going to play it instead to Felipe Evans down the side, who's going to win a throw-in deep in Lions territory. We're going to get number 7 back in the game. That's Robert Platt. He is coming on for number 26, Pedro Ungarello. So Platt's back in to finish the last 8:53 of this game as the Royals look to try to get the equalizer. Ball thrown in, finds Platt. Good job by Levi Miller. Is he going to keep that from being a corner? No, he's not. And it's going to be another attacking set piece here is 25. Rue Ray going to go take it. You're seeing a lot of the more physical players in stature for the Royals into the box for this corner. Both center backs, Saavedra and Correa, both there. Royals still elect to keep 3 white jerseys behind the ball. Ball's played in. It finds the head, and it's going to go in the net. And that was a wonderful piece of service.
It was. That was a great play.
The cross was unreal, and it finds the head of Felipe Evans, who's able to put that header into the top of the left corner. It beats Fiat. I'm pretty sure he was rooted to his line. A lot of bodies in between us. I don't think he got close to it. The problem wasn't in the fact the header was inch perfect. It was an absolute unreal piece of play, and he was unmarked. I mean, there was nobody jumped with him. It found the head of Felipe Evans, and that is as easy of a header as you're going to score off a corner, unmarked, and he did not waste that chance. And now everything to play for, 8:09 remaining. Both teams need the 3 points. I think you're going to see both coaches attack here, Coach Mack.
There's a lot of urgency on the pitch right now.
And there we're going to get a yellow card. Who's it going to be on? It's going to be on number 4, Levi Miller. Yellow cards racking up from both sides now. We got 3 yellows for each team. 3 yellows for each team. So Levi Miller goes into the book. 7:56 remaining. 1-1 here.
Jeremy Davidson not happy with the call there, or the no call.
Coach Davidson was upset off the free kick that hit the post. He wanted the yellow card from Saavedra. We mentioned it. Corey Reinhardt wanted it. Clint McCauley wanted it. Jeremy Davidson wanted it. We didn't get it. And it's now 1-1. Lions have got to pick up their tempo now, as a draw does nothing for them. They're going to have to win this game. May see some aggressive substitutions from Coach Davidson. Randall's good job. Ball falls to Hernandez. Hernandez cycles play back to Miller. Miller tried something, didn't come off. He was trying to flip a ball up over. We're going to see Cha-Cha. Good poke there by Fletcher Clifford. They would have been in trouble if Cha-Cha gets behind the line. The Royals are definitely a little more attacking here. We've got center backs moving up the pitch. Karaya's moved up. Sfondarini looks for the long diagonal ball, finds Stiles. Stiles heads back to the middle. Possession stays with Johnson. We got 3 or 4 lines wanting a handball. They're not going to get it. The goal scorer, Felipe Evans, gives up the ball. He's on a yellow. He's got to be careful. And I think that was a little bit of a weak call. Even though I'm a Lions fan, I'm not sure that that was a foul.
I don't think I saw anything
On Felipe Evans, but we'll take it nonetheless. And they tried to play it quick, but we've got a stoppage in play.
Ref wasn't ready.
And he's getting the talking to, and Coach Davidson's not going to like that because he's also on a yellow. 6:14 remaining, 1-1 here at the Den. And this is the last contest of the year for the Lions. It's been a good one. We've been treated to almost 84 minutes of unreal soccer between these two teams. The momentum seems to be a little bit sided with Johnson, Coach Mack. Do you agree with me in that statement?
I would agree. I think they like where the position they're at right now, and they're playing like it.
We're going to see a foul. There was a tug on Gray Davies. We've got some Lions fans down near the concession stand chirping. I think it was a female voice. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Tracy Davidson. His ball's going to be played deep. Ball bounces out. We're going to get a whistle. And with that whistle, we should get another sub. There's a sub ready to come in front of us. That is Pedro Ungarello, but nobody sees him. So ball's put back in play. 5:25 remaining as he waits to come on the pitch. Ball played over to Ty Karaya. Karaya looks for a deep ball. He's going to look and find number 15, Sfondarini. Sfondarini, and an unbelievable slide tackle by 17, Stone Davies, to knock that ball out of play. Now we're going to get our sub. Ungarello back in. 23, Felipe Evans, the goal scorer, comes off. He was on a yellow, so only 2 yellow cards active on the pitch for the Royals, 2 for the Lions as well. We're going to get an illegal throw potentially.
Yeah, I saw him step on the line.
He did step on the line, and there's one rule that Clint McCauley knows, and it's you can't step over the line when you throw in.
And I'm just guessing, but that sounds like a rule.
The Johnson Royals looking for a high press here. You see a lot of ball played back. 4:35 remaining. Royals with possession, and since the goal went in, they've been the better side. Can the Lions step up here? Good touch by Hernandez, looking for runners. Davies with a good feint. Can he find the runner that he wants? He finds Davidson. Davidson touches back. Hernandez through the middle. He's got a little space. Can he out-touch it? We're going to get a little bit of a nudge, and I thought that's what we were waiting for, is the push in the back. We're going to try to play it quick, and I think we should have waited. I'm with you. A little too quick. The Lions are lucky to keep the ball. Josh tried to get it back into play. 4 minutes remaining. Lions lucky to have the ball. Connor Stiles been a little quiet tonight. Can he make something happen in the last 4 minutes of this game? Good pass. Sammy Gomez on the ball. Plays up to Hernandez. Good crunching tackle by Karaya. Ungarello looks for Cha-Cha, can't get it. Connor Stiles on the ball. Lions can't get it going. Ray on the ball. Ray looking for a backside runner of Cha-Cha, and Fiat had to be off his line quickly because Cha-Cha was beating the back line of the Lions.
Cha-Cha will get on you quick. He's got some speed.
Cha-Cha real smooth. Been waiting to say that one all night. 3:15 remaining. 3:10 and counting. Who's going to get this deciding goal? Ball is put down. We're going to get a free kick near on the far side. He's probably a couple yards off the line. Ball's going to be played in. It's going to be to the back middle of the post. Karai gets it was a line header. I think that's going to go out for a corner. It is. 2:41 remaining.
I don't like him. Officials telling the Johnson sideline to step back.
Got to get on the turf. We put that turf in for a reason here.
Killing the ryegrass.
That's true. Ball played well to the back post, headed back, and I thought it was going to be right in front of the goal, but it ends up going over. 2:10 and counting. Who's going to get a winner here? Can the Lions do it? They need desperately these 3 points. Fiat allows his black kids to get up the field. Can Davidson win the header? He can't. As we're going to get a tackle here. Was it a mutual coming together? This call is going to tick somebody off, and it looks like it's going to tick Jeremy Davidson off.
And it looked like the Lions.
We're going to get we're going to stop of the clock as the lino is going to talk to the center ref. Well, you see him put his hand on his ear for the earpiece. It was a mutual coming together. They're going to stick with the call. Jeremy Davidson, exasperated, goes down to his knees on that turf.
I did think the initial push was off the Royals, but they stayed down longer, and that won. As you do.
1:40 remaining. Saavedra on the ball. Can he put a good service in here? Probably think 1 or 2 more chances. That ball's towards the back post. Can a line win it? He gets it, and they head it down, and it's going to go out for a corner. And Fiat did all he could to try to keep it from going across the line, but the ball was, I think it was deflected back by a Lions defender. 1:20 left. The Lions have to defend here and then attack with numbers going forward. The Royals still don't put everybody up. I thought you'd see almost every single white kit in the box. Ball's going to be played in. They scored off their last corner. Headed back down. Can it be cleared? It can be. Here comes Josh Hernandez. Can he get a touch? Can he? And he's got runners. Can he? Sammy Gomez wants the ball. He gets it. Can we make the run? Ball's forward. Hernandez. Flag's going to stay down. Can he get the ball back into the middle? Plays the ball back. And Sammy Gomez takes a touch. I thought he was, you just got to get a shot off right there, and he's unable to. Ball's back in play. Kagalo gets it started quickly. Ball's going to bounce around. Can Davies get there? Good 50-50 ball. He had to pull out of that challenge because you can't have the whistle go here. Can Fletcher Clifford get there first? He can. Platt giving some defense. Ball's cleared deep. Can he go? It's going to be headed by Saavedra. 15 seconds left. Ball's going to ping around, and it's going to have to get possessed quick or this game's over at a 1-1 draw. Can Levi Miller attempt? He's going to look for one last searching ball. It's not going to find Beckham Davidson, and the final horn's going to go here on the home season for the Lions. This match is going to end 1-1 between the Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup between the Royals of Johnson and the Bryan College Lions. It was a wonderful 90 minutes, but both teams are going to be sick to see that they couldn't get the full 3 points because both desperately needed it in the table. But for Lions Live and myself, Jordan Day and Clint McCauley, Josh Muncy, Jeremy Deal, on behalf of the Bryan College Athletic Department, we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to you guys joining us soon. This weekend we'll be back live with Bryan College Volleyball. But for the signing off for the last home match of the year, I'm Jordan Day for Clint McCauley. Thanks for joining us on Lions Live.